Vijay in 2025. I've always mentioned don't underestimate Vijay. He might start off slow. He might be alleged to be a Nepo kid who was manufactured by his father, S.A. Chandrasekhar, with multiple B-grade films, but with discipline and laser-like focus. Although a somewhat selfish and introverted person, whether he sees others as beneath him or he doesn't want to get into unnecessary trouble as a celebrity. He does not talk much to others. But ironically enough, he eventually is ending up in a kind of a career where it's all about talking to people. So the generation of Vijay and Ajith, they are what I call refinements of the capitalism system. That's what I would call it. Why? I will come to it in a while. Now, if you think in simple terms, as a worker or as a leader, someone with integrity, right? You want to perform the best. You go to your workplace, you do so well, you work so hard, and the boss is amazed at this particular worker who is like overperforming, is going back late, is doing quality work, and so on. And same thing with the leader. The followers are impressed by the leader's dedication and commitment to the cause. This is a simple way of how we look at things, right? This is the basic what is taught in school and so on and so forth. And some of the very successful countries use this kind of simple philosophies to get ahead, for example Japan, Korea, and so on. However, for the extremely intelligent, one of the challenges I see of India, particularly Kollywood environment, is that there are too many smart people there. If you have too many smart people, you can't do much of a successful projects because everybody is smart, right? They're going to try to maneuver the project into their own selfish pathway, and you won't get much of a result. So what happened is, I'm putting this forward. You guys can comment what you all think, right? When this worker, right, who's supposed to perform well, in fact, instead performs extremely poorly, never comes to work, never lifts a finger, maybe using union and so on to say that you cannot fire him and all these things. Or a leader, same thing, abuses power and very poor, does not talk to anybody, and so on and so forth. So if you perform extremely poorly, and suddenly one day of all the months, suddenly one day this worker comes on time, and let's say he works as a motorcycle mechanic, he fixes one puncture tire in the motorcycle shop. Everybody will be crying and cheering and saying, wow, what the heck, man, this guy did some work, whoa. It becomes like the grandest celebration, right? So if you are cunning, if you are hyper intelligent, what you might do is break the standards down so much that what is considered a real basic thing becomes the cause of celebration. Now, public figures, celebrities, we take it for granted that they are generally extroverted, not all, and they are quite good in communication, right? Obviously. So if you see the Western Hollywood stars and politicians, you find them having press conferences, talking to people, interacting. All these things are going on, and that's considered the basic expectation, right? But here we have Vijay, who barely gives any interviews unless it's a very, how to say, distorted one by his director in one of his recent films, or very structured where he can memorize and vomit it out in an audio launch or something. Any kind of spontaneous activity, you don't see him there, right? So one of the very, very basic tenets of politicians is to be with the people, to listen to their grievances, to in fact go, if it's possible at all, to go through the pain they've gone through. Some of the biggest leaders came from really the grassroots, so they really know the pain of the common man, and they're able to institute programs and activities that helps the common folk. If you from birth lived a life of isolation from the masses and luxury and so on, so you're so devoted